Hey guys, this is Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is my part 2 on what if Deku had Kevin Levin's powers. And I hope you like this video. 0 to 11. Zuko Midoriya was getting ready for the taking down some robots, and Zuko touches the ground and turns into his rock armor. And Zuko says, now, let's see if I can have a high score. And he hears the vice principal say, alright, get ready to start anytime. Ready, set, and Zuko bursts through the door with a smile, saying, what's the matter? You never said anything about there being rules about go. And Ida says, you're violating the rule. And the vice principal says, why are you standing there? He's right on there being no rule about getting ready, because villains don't need to be getting ready. Go! And Zuko says, let's see if these losers can keep up. Zuko smashes through the robots like they were wet tissue, and was in a surprisingly good mood. And Zuko taking to the count, I would say 60 points. And Zuko finally takes a breath. Woo! Now that's what I call fun. And when Zuko was taking a break, Zuko grabbed something out of his pocket. It wasn't any type of metal. It was the bullet. Zuko says, why? Something weird about this bullet that I cannot explain. And Zuko sees it's red. Why is it red? It's not metal or a container. Something modified, looks like. Then Zuko slices the bullet. Zuko absorbs the piece of the bullet, and testing it out, he uses the rebarb, and Zuko reversed the rebarb, and it turned into much shinier. And Zuko says, what the? This isn't a ordinary bullet. It's a reversed bullet for no wonder Shigaragi was pretty confident. Luckily I put myself into cement in my armor. Then, Izuku hears a great thud, and it was like a coming to his way. And he sees the 0 pointer. And Izuku says, so that's what you mean by not used for points. And Izuku was gonna run, but here's a brown-haired girl calling for help. Izuku, knowing that he can't take down the 0 pointer, but knows that he can save her. Izuku says, what could I do? Sir, do it. Izuku, and when he thinks, the first mind came. He remembers a certain person that helped him control his powers. It's better to always help yourself, but sometimes it's better to help the person you're working for. And Izuku remembers the man that saved him and gave his life to protect him. Fine. And Izuku rushes to the 0 pointer. Goes using his absorption and absorbing the 0 pointer's material, and he holds up the 0 pointer, and damn, this thing is heavy. Izuku, seeing Ochako, and was gonna lift the cement off of her, or cement pillar, but the 0 pointer was too heavy. Izuku says, I need to absorb something else. Izuku was looking at Chaco, or the bullet, and Izuku thinks, damn, I'm getting too worked up. But even in a stress situation like this, I can not get through with this one. Should I touch her? No. Her Quirk can't lift this, or have her limit would be that. That's why if I hold on to her long, then imagines that and says, shaking his head, no, I'm not gonna use that. And Izuku absorbs half of the bullet and uses the armor mixed with the Quirk saying reverse. Then Izuku touches the 0 pointer. Izuku changes the way of its age. Izuku thinks, if I can't use reverse for 30 minutes. Then I'll fast forward it. And Zuko fast forwards its age to the point that it was rusting like it was a piece of fresh iron in the water, rusting its key point, and the leg stops moving for a second, and Zuko, so tired, but lifts the pillar and grabs a Chaco before the robot collapses into rust. And Zuko looks at her and says, "Are you okay?" And Achako memorized, but says, yeah, just my foot hurts." And Zuko says, with a hesitant voice, saying, "Good. That took way too much out of me." And puts her on the stretcher and falls down and takes a breather. And the nurse says, "Is he alright?" And Chaco says, it was probably his quirk that used up too much stamina. Not surprising, but I'll let Zawa check in on him. Huh? Okay. And Zuko goes to Azawa, and Zawa says, looking at him, at a serious thing, "Did you touch her?" And Zuko nods no. "Then how did you use that power?" And says, "Do I really want to tell you?" And Zawa uses his quirk. "Tell me now." Sighs, saying, "This bullet." And Zawa says, "Why is it halved?" I don't know. I used half of it on the damn robot." And Zawa says, "Where did you get this?" And Zuko says, "I didn't get it. I was shot." And Zawa says, "Sorry for mistaking you for absorbing her quirk." And Zuko, shocked on what he said, says, "Thanks." And Zuko has gone back to his room and taking a well-deserved break. And Zuko thinks for a moment. Why? Why did I think about him? Next step. And Zuko sleeps. And Zuko was wondering, and then when he got the message, Zuko says, made it in the support unit as well. Well, this is going to be fun. And Zuko has gotten into the sport room. Zuko was looking at all the tools and equipment and was dreaming on how they got all of the good equipment. And then Zuko was just about to grab the ratch. Then he hears this. Alright, class. I'm Power Loader. It's time for some support. You can use, create any item or any equipment in by making anything. But don't go crazy looking at a certain pink-haired school girl and the power load says, okay, that's all. It's time for partner time. Okay. Mei Hatsume and Zuko Midoriya, you're partnered up. And Zuko and Mei Hatsume was a unique thing. Zuko thinks, huh? I'm gonna be working with her? Let's just hope it's not that bad. And Mei Hatsume comes to Zuko's work desk and says, hi, my name is Mei Hatsume. It's very nice to meet you. And Zuko thinks, yep, this is worse. And Mei Hatsume says, oh, mind telling me your name? And Zuko says, what? He already told you my name. Really? I didn't hear. Rubbing her head back. And Zuko sighs and says, my name is Zuko Midoriya. Oh, cool! You're the kid that used a Quirk to reverse the age of the zero pointer. And Izuku says, yeah? Why do you want to talk with me? And Hatsume says, don't underestimate the greatest engineer. But it's nice to have somebody to work with. And Zuko rolls his eyes. Just try not to explode anything. And Zuko gets the blueprint, and Hatsume says, "Yes, sir!" And Zuko gets out the blueprint, and Hatsume says, "Ooh, a Dodge 19 must Ford. Didn't expect you to analyze that quick. You know your stuff." And Hatsume says, "Of course, it's my job to create and make engines and supports." And Izuku says, "Well, this one is my own design." And Hatsume says, "Ooh." And Zuko and Hatsume have been creating and working on the the Dodge. And Zuko honestly feels more happy. Finally having more time to work on his Dodge. But he's still a little annoyed on Hatsume's rash decisions. And Zuko looks around. Where's Hatsume? And then he sees hears right up here, Zuko, and looks up and says, "What are you doing up there?" And Hatsume says, "I always have to test out the gear, including vehicles." And Zuko says, "If you break that car, I swear, then the car gets dropped." And says, "Why did you do that, Hatsume?" "Oh, That was a test dummy. Sighs in relief. I was making sure that it has spring protection. I already counted that so many times. And Hatsume says, "Righto!" And Zuko says, "Next time, just ask me." Maybe. Zuko, when he was finally done in his support, Zuko went to Class 1A. But not in his uniform. In his, well, let's just say, in his uniform gear. Zuko was saying, man, hey Hatsume, really put my calmness on for grasps, even if I was a former thief. That will still bother me. And when Zuko sees Class 1A door, so this is Class 1A door. Surprisingly tall. Then says, I don't care. Then opens the door as fast. And hearing Ida arguing with Bakugo about how he's breaking rules. You are violating the school rules. And Bakugo says, huh? And Ida tells him, you need to respect the rules of the school. And Bakugo says, really? Even I don't need to explain why this. And Bakugo looks at Zuko and smirks at him. And Zuko looks at Bakugo saying, don't you do it. And Bakugo tells Ida, if you are done bickering about me putting my damn legs on table, I think you got somebody else you need to bicker about. Like him. And pointing at Zuko. And Zuko says, you bastard. And Ida, whoa, he's already hometown on him. You haven't even done any change or in your uniform. That's violation of dress code. And Zuko says, can we skip the blah 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 rules? Rules are made to be broken. And Ida says, not true. And Zuko and Ida are bickering about rules and yada yada yada. And then Zuko hears a familiar voice. Hey, I know that green haired kid. And Kevin Zuko says, "Oh, I remember that cute face." And Zuko bluntly saying it, and thanks. Choco blushing a little and says, "I forgot your name. What was it?" Zuko says, "I think it's Azuka Midoriya. Your name?" And she says, "My name is Ochako Uraka." Huh. It's nice to meet you, Choco. And Ida says, "Hey, don't ignore me!" And Zuko says, "Stop your blabbering. We've been over this." Then a man says, "Can you guys stop making the commotion?" And they look behind each other. And Ozawa says, "Now, sit down and get into your seats." And Zuko says, "Yes, sir." And Ida and Bakugo were surprised on how cooperative he was. And Ozawa tells the whole student that he'll get to the entrance apprehension exam. And Ochako says, "Shouldn't we do the entrance ceremony?" And Ozawa says, "I don't care. It's my classroom. I do whatever I do." And Zuko and all the class changed into their gym gear. And Ozawa says, "Okay, now we're going to take a training." And Ozawa says, "Zuko, you've made it to 112 points on your in first place. You take the throw." And Zuko says, "Really? I haven't even counted." And says, "Okay. Hang on. Is this ball metal?" And Zawa says, nods yes. And says, "Good." Turning his body into iron. And says, "Now, it's time to play soccer." And kicks the ball with a ginormous strength. That's not how you use it, Ida says. But Izuku says, "I don't care. If it gets on the ground, it's on the ground. If it's in the air, it's in the air." And it makes it to 7,082 meters. Impressive. And Zawa And all the students say, "Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. This is easy." And Zawa says, "Fun, huh? Tell you what, let's make a bet. If one of you gets the lowest score in the ladder, then you will be expelled." And all the students get shocked. But Zuko notices where this is going. And the students say, "You can't do that. We worked hard to be in here. Came here." And Zuko thinks, "Yeah, say that again." And Zawa says, "Well, if it's not, so heroes give their life in keeping people safe. This is a real situation." And looking at Zuko and taking a serious look at him, saying, "Don't think it's all fun and games." And Zuko rolls his eyes and says, "Fine." Zuko has made it to, honestly, 8th place at this one. Because, yes, he is very strong, but his touch in absorbing material relies on touch or the object. So it's a versatile but very risky thing to do. And Zuko has gone back to his room in UA. And Azawa says, "Good." And none of the class has been eliminated. Zuko says, "Okay, I'm going back." And all the class says, "What? You didn't explain it." And Zuko says, "Trust me, he wasn't even gonna expel any of you." And Zawa says, "Quite a sharp eye. I got a knack for seeing through people." And Bakugo says, "Still, I don't trust you." Whatever. And Zuko has gone into his room and sits on his bed and lays down. Man. And Zuko grabs a book and writes down his story and how he feels. And I'm ending this I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time. It's hero time.